Good evening, everyone. I'd like to call this meeting to order. We'll begin by the Pledge of Allegiance, led by our Deputy Clerk, Shannon Inman.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Could the Deputy Clerk please call the roll?
Councilman Godbout?
Present.
Councilman Hersberg?
Here.
Pro Tem Londo?
Present.
Councilman McDermott?
Yep.
Councilwoman Rutkowski, absent excused. Councilwoman Sampe?
Present.
President Hart, absent excused. A quorum is present.
Thank you. We'll begin tonight with announcements and special presentations. We're going to begin with our Parks and Recreation Director, Kyle Mulligan.
Good evening, City Council and the residents of Westland. I have two quick announcements for you all this evening. First, our next community gathering will take place this Wednesday, July 20th at Corrado Park. The address is 30400 Gladys Avenue, located at the corner of Gladys and Flamingo. The event will kick off with a ribbon cutting at 5 p.m. to officially open up the brand new outdoor pickleball courts located at that park, followed by a cookout with hot dogs, chips, and water for all who attend. This is a 100% free event to anybody who comes. There will be a DJ provided by the Dance Academy, bounce houses provided by Westland's own Time to Play Party Rentals, and we'll also have face painting on site and numerous vehicles from police, fire, and the Department of Public Service for the kids to climb in and see up close. So please make sure to mark your calendars. Again, that's this Wednesday, July 20th, and FYI, the rain date, if it is needed, is Thursday, July 21st, so it would be the following day. My second announcement this evening, I wanted to give everybody an update to the community about the past two blood drives that we've had at the Westland City Hall here, partnering with the American Red Cross. So currently, the fire department holds the coveted blood donor trophy since their dominating win earlier this year. I'm now going to relay the numbers of the supported chips for both the June and July events. On June 13th, we had a blood drive. 15 supported chips went to the Westland Fire Department and 15 supported chips went to the police department. So believe it or not, June was a tie. Moving to July 11th, we did see a slight drop in number of donations for this date, but Westland Police had 9 supported chips and the Westland Fire Department had 12 supported chips. So with that, the Westland Fire Department will continue to hold on to the trophy until Westland Police can try and win it back in August. I would now like to invite Deputy Chief Stamper and Deputy Chief Dowley down to the podium for a quick picture. Thank you to everyone for their continued support. Our next blood drive will be here at Westland City Hall on August 22nd. Please share this information to get signed up for this incredible life-saving service by calling 1-800-RED-CROSS or go to www.redcrossblood.org. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kyle. Thank you. How about a big round of applause? Thank you. Our next presentation will be from Deputy Clerk Shannon Inman. Shannon?
Thank you for allowing me to explain a temporary situation relating to the August 2nd primary election. There are temporary changes to 3 of our precinct voting locations for the August election only. We're fortunate that our precinct host locations allow the public to enter their premises on election day to cast votes. Most of these entities are within one of our school districts, Wayne Wesleyan Community Schools. On the date that our vendor completed printing of our new voter ID cards for delivery to homes, the Wayne Wesleyan School Administration notified us that certain buildings would be receiving construction upgrades and would not be available to use during the August election. So while the cards were mailed to our 66,000 voters, indicated that there were no changes made to the precinct locations, there will now be temporary changes to 3 voting locations. The 3 buildings that are affected for the August election only are voters in precincts 1, 13, 18, and 19 who normally vote at Schweitzer Elementary School will vote at the Westland Friendship Center at 1119 Newburgh Road. Voters in precincts 5, 24, 29, who normally vote at Edison Elementary School, will vote at Stoudemire Early Childhood Center, located at 34801 Marquette Road. Voters in precinct 33, who normally vote at Hamilton Elementary School, will vote at Adams Middle School at 33475 Palmer Road. All affected voters have been mailed an election postcard describing these temporary changes. We've contracted with the local vendor to have signage placed at each location, the permanent voting location and the temporary voting location. The city clerk has also taped a public service announcement with WLND and is available on Facebook or through the YouTube channel. If you choose to vote by absentee ballot, you will not be affected by this change. Please call our office at 467-3185 with any questions related to this temporary issue. Thank you.
Thank you, Deputy Clerk. At this time, we're going to move on to questions or input on tonight's agenda from the public. If anyone needs an agenda, they're right out in the hallway. This section will allow a person to be recognized only at the beginning of the meeting to address the council pertaining to items that are specifically on tonight's business agenda. Questions asked may be responded to during the agenda item following a motion and support from the council. Anyone in the audience have questions or input on the agenda on my right? Anyone in the audience have questions or input on the agenda on my left? Seeing and hearing none, we'll close questions or input on the agenda and move on to the consent calendar. Is there a motion? Motion by Councilman Herzberg and supported by Councilwoman Sampe. Are there any changes to the consent calendar? Any changes to the consent calendar? Any questions or discussion? Any dissent? Any dissent? Hearing and seeing none, unanimous roll will be attached.
Council has approved the following consent calendar items. Request from Lutheran High School, 33300 Common Road, to conduct their annual homecoming parade Friday, October 7th, 2022 at 5:30 p.m., starting at the back of the high school and proceeding south on Farmington Road, west on Cowan Road, and then turning right into the high school parking lot, and to request police assistance to block traffic during the parade. Approval of bid for professional services related to the demolition of residential properties. Administration recommends low bidder McMillan Group for a one-year term on an as-needed basis, and if approved, authorizes the mayor and city clerk to sign a contract approved by the city attorney. Approval of the city's existing antivirus subscription renewal with Trend Micro through CDWG. Subscription will be effective for 1 year, the amount of $6,075. Approval of city's existing workflow management licensing subscription renewal with CityWorks. Subscription will be effective November 15th, 2022, and will be valid through November 24th, 2025, in the amount of $259,116.59. Approval of records management and mandatory reporting platform for the fire department. Administration recommends sole source first due to be effective immediately for a 3-year period, valid until June 30th, 2025, in the amount of $36,150. Approval of fiscal year 2023 contract with Suburban Mobility Authority for regional transportation contract to allocate the City of Wesleyan's municipal and community credits to Macon Transit for the transportation services that it provides for senior citizens and disabled individuals in the community. Amounts are $79,952 in municipal credits and $138,600 in community credits, and authorizes the mayor and city clerk to execute the contract on behalf of the city. Approval to contract SME for soil sampling within the fenced area of the Central City Park Pond, and if approved, authorizes the mayor and city clerk to execute proposal P00845.22, revision 1, in the amount of $11,800. Moving to payment of vouchers.
Is there a motion for the vouchers?
Support.
Okay, we're going to go with Councilman Gabout with the motion and support by Councilman Mike McDermott. Is there any questions or discussion on this item? Any questions or item on this item? Any dissent? Hearing and seeing none, the motion carries unanimously.
New business, item number 1, approval of minutes of regular meeting held July 5th, 2022.
Motion by Councilwoman Sampe, supported by Councilman Peter Hersberg. Is there any discussion? Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilman Godbout?
Yes.
Councilman Hersberg?
Yes.
Pro Tem Landau?
Yes.
Councilman McDermott?
Absent, abstain.
Councilwoman Rutkowski is absent excused. Councilwoman Sampe?
Yes.
And President Hart is absent excused. Motion passes. New business, item number 2, approval of site plan and special land use for proposed marijuana collocated facility 37800 Cherry Hill, west of Newburgh, on the north side of Cherry Hill, Quality Roots, Inc. This is Planning Department number 1933A. Planning Commission recommends approval subject to the conditions described in the planning communication memo.
Got a motion by Councilman Godbout and support by Councilman Hersberg. Mo, Mr. Ayub?
Thank you. This property is located on the north side of Cherry Hill, between Newburgh Road and the railroad on the west side. The applicant is seeking site plan and special land use approval for approximately a 49,000 square foot building that will be used for a marijuana co-located facility. This co-located facility in particular includes a retail business plus a growing and processing operation. This property outlined in red is approximately 6.5 acres and zoned I-1 light industrial. The surrounding uses and area is mostly industrial in nature. The area to the west, across from the railroad side on the left-hand side, is zoned R5 single-family residential. The future land use designation of this site is industrial. Some site development characteristics of this proposed marijuana co-located facility. The site will be accessed by one full-service driveway at Cherry Hill, closest to the eastern property line. The site complies with the parking requirement for both the marijuana retail business and the grow and processing facilities. Proposed landscaping for parking areas, open space, and the requirement to screen a roadway, which in this case is Cherry Hill, is all compliant with the zoning ordinance. The building will be constructed using a variety of materials: stone veneer, metal paneling, wood siding, and frame and frosted glass panels. They're proposing to build one building for all three of these operations. Some of the other co-located facilities are building separate buildings for each separate operation. The proposed building complies with the bulk requirements of the zoning ordinance, in this case the industrial district, including building height, lot coverage, setbacks. The plan also includes stormwater detention on the north side in the rear here. Exterior lighting is provided with a combination of pole-mounted LED lights and wall scones. This complies with the site lighting ordinance. And finally, the Planning Commission did review this proposal at its July 6th meeting and is recommending approval subject to the following conditions that I'll read on the record, that the applicant has agreed to. Required compliance with the city's tree ordinance. The facility must employ a facility-wide odor control plan designed for marijuana cultivation. A security plan that complies with the marijuana business ordinance must be adhered to and submitted to the planning department and police department, which has already been done. The marijuana business licensee shall enter into a legally binding community benefits agreement, already been done. Continued compliance with all applicable local and state laws, including the Westland marijuana business ordinance. All signs and advertising must comply with the Westland marijuana business ordinance. And finally, Hours of operation for all marijuana businesses, including this one, are limited between the hours of 10 a.m. and 9 p.m. That's all I have. The applicants and petitioners are here in the audience today. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Mr. Ayub. Petitioner, would you like to come to the podium? Is there anything that Mr. Ayub did not cover that you'd like to cover tonight?
Yeah, no, Eric Clark, CEO of Quality Roots. I'm just excited to get to this point with the city and get this project finally underway. You know, we currently operate 4 facilities throughout the state, building out 3 more currently right now. Currently, we do not cultivate and process, so we are excited to call Westland our home. You know, this will be home to, will be 25% of our employees once we're at, operational standards here, and, just very excited to finally make this investment and fulfill the community benefits that we put forth. And if you guys have not looked at that yet, or if that's even accessible, we're very, very proud of what we put together and look even more forward to executing on that investment.
We'll open up to my council colleagues to see if they have any questions or comments for you. Anyone have any questions? Councilman McDermott.
Well, first off, thank you guys for your investment here in our community. It's going to be an exciting, large-scale investment here in the community. So we're, at least I'm excited, and certainly I think my colleagues are, to have you guys in here. One question, at your other 4 facilities, how much of your workforce is locally employed typically, or at least in the tri-area of the community that you're located in?
That's a great question. We just started talking about this internally too. Currently, our stores are about 25 to 35% to that local municipality that we operate. That's been very, very exciting for us, very tough to achieve, especially in a store like Monroe, where a lot of people from the Ohio border are eager to get into this business. But we're trying our best to fulfill as much local employment as possible. And my biggest thing as an operator is the industry is never getting smaller than it is today. And I tell everybody, if you haven't looked at this industry in one shape or form yet, it's a good time to do so.
All set. Any other questions or input from the council? Any other questions from the council? Any dissent? Hearing and seeing none, unanimous roll will be attached. Congratulations. Best of luck.
Thank you. Thank you all.
New business, item number 3, approval of site plan and special land use for trailer storage, 1313 South Newburgh, east side of Newburgh, west of the railroad. Mario Kashi, L&M Express LLC. This is Planning Department number 1716B. Planning Commission recommends approval, subject to the conditions described in the Planning Communication Memo.
Thank you. Motion by Councilman Herzberg. Is there any support? Support by Councilman McDermott. Mr. Ayub.
Thank you. This project is located on the east side of Newburgh, between Cherry Hill and Palmer. Also abuts the same railroad tracks on the east side there on your screen. There's 2 properties outlined in yellow. We're discussing the triangular parcel today. If this is approved, the applicant will be combining both of them for an operation I'll detail in a moment. So the property owner is requesting approval for storage of semi-trailers on the vacant piece of land, which is a special land use in the I-1 Light Industrial Zoning District. The trailer storage operation is tied to the general office and warehousing use occupying the existing building to the south. This business receives and distributes general goods for various retail facilities in the area. And this area in specific, the uses and areas industrial in nature. The future land use designation is also industrial. Some proposed site development characteristics. This is what the building looks like today. There will be some site improvements done to the fencing, the site, and also to the area itself. The parking area will be constructed with asphalt material according to engineering design standards and will be able to accommodate between 40 and 50 semi-trailers. The site will be accessed by an existing full-service driveway. I think it's 24 foot wide over here at Newburgh, just north of the existing building. The site proposes to comply with the landscaping requirements along with a 50-foot buffer along Newburgh over here in this area. It will include approximately 57 spruce trees, 16 ash trees, and about 60 shrubs, along with a 6-foot tall chain link fence Around the front perimeter, there's a electric gate that will be installed here at the driveway entrance. The hours of operation are Mondays through Friday from 6 a.m. to 4 p.m. And this proposal is required to comply with Wayne County Stormwater Ordinance, so there is a detention basin proposed here at the north side of this parcel. The Planning Commission did review this proposal at their July 6th meeting and is recommending approval. Be happy to answer any questions and the business owners in the audience today.
Thanks, Mr. Ube. Is the petitioner here? Would you please approach the podium? Good evening. Is there anything you want to add that Mr. Ube did not cover?
Everything was just covered. We are really excited to come back to the community. We grew up here, went to school here, so we look forward to being back in the community and participating.
That's great to hear. Any questions or discussion from the council? Any questions or discussion from the council? Any dissent? Any dissent? Hearing and seeing none, unanimous roll will be attached. Congratulations and best of luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you. This time we'll move on to public comment. Everyone speaking before the council shall do so in a civil manner. Speakers shall refrain from abusive or profane remarks, vulgar language, disruptive outbursts, threats, racial slurs, or other conduct that interferes with the business meeting. Personal attacks on the council members, the administration, city staff, other speakers, or members of the public, excuse me, will not be tolerated. The clock will start upon the first words of the speaker and will not stop while the speaker is recognized from the floor. It is the speaker's option to ask questions at this time, and the person questioned may choose to respond during the speaker's allotment of time. However, the clock will not be stopped once it is started. The clock will continue to run until the speaker is completed or their speaking time is exhausted, whichever is first. Anyone in the audience on my right-hand side wish to speak during public comment? Yes, sir.
Hello, City Council. Been a long time. Tony Parton. I am the Vice Chair of the 13th Congressional District Republican Committee, and I'm also a precinct delegate for Westland 30. Some of my comments tonight, I will be brief rather than what I usually do. I wanted to say congratulations to Peter Hersberg. You know why? And secondly, when I first met Melissa Sampe, we had a great phone conversation, and we do agree on a topic which is exciting, and that is pro-life. And I thank you for taking that stand for life. We had a great win federally, but unfortunately in the state of Michigan, you can still get an abortion in Westland. So I call on the City Council to put an end to that. We need to stop taking lives. We need Westland residents as taxpayers. So 18 years from now, they'll be paying taxes. And then I'd also like to ask everybody to come out and vote August 2nd. It's a very important election. Don't stay at home for this primary. It's important. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone on my left, public comment, wish to speak? Yes, sir. Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening, Mr. Mayor, City Council members, and leadership, and great citizens of Westland. My name is Walter Epps. I just wanted to come by and introduce myself to the team and everyone, and just introduce my candidacy. Thanks for the opportunity.
Thank you. Anyone on the right? Yes, ma'am. Good evening. Good evening.
Hi, everybody. I'm a former Westland resident. Many people probably remember me. I'm very disappointed about this pot house that's growing. We have amazing sheriffs in here. I do hope there's some sort of a complaint process that's going to be set up for people that might not be happy about potential outcome to grow pot in our city. Mayor Wild, I'm disappointed. And, you know, you and I, we go way back. I've lived in Westland since '91. So that's not what I came to speak about, Mr. Godbout. Nice to see you again, too. I am also running for office, and I'm running for office because as a Senate, we get to manage the budget. And we do have a $76 billion, that's with a B, billion-dollar budget at the state level. And I'm asking, because there's a Public Act 23 of 1935, I'd like to see all the oath of offices from our teachers that work in Wayne Westland schools, and Livonia schools also, and it'll also be Canton, Inkster, and Garden City. We're gonna start a project Because the oath in 1935 states that the teachers are going to support the Michigan State Constitution and the United States Constitution. And I'm going to tell you something, I don't see anything in the Constitution or the state Constitution about growing pot in my land. I know we like economy, but I didn't know that we've lowered our standard that low. And I know everybody's probably vying to get that buck, but I guess I'm just really disappointed. The good news is I don't live in Westland anymore, so I don't come as often. And, but I do have 35,000 homes here that I sure hope they get some sort of a tax break because you guys are taking in all this money, because I would like to know where the money's going. So when we get the oath of office from these teachers who are going to support the Constitution, we're going to teach them reading, writing, and arithmetic. That's it. And then we're going to look into the constitutions and all these laws and ordinances. And then I need people to look into like the master plan and understand that I don't really think God's land that we have was really meant to make money off of it. So I like to see the hospitals coming around and all the medical centers. That's beautiful. There's got to be money in the weed that's coming through. So again, August 2nd is the election. There are 3 Republicans running and 2 senators running. Some of the people are taking down my sign and leaving the other 2 people's signs up. I did go over to the ordinance office, and really nice people, but I'm asking them to leave my signs alone. I would like the position of state senate for the state of Michigan. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Anyone on the left wish to speak during public comment? Yes, ma'am. Good evening.
Hi, good evening, Mr. Mayor and Council. I'm just here just to comment on the theater that everyone is missing out. I shouldn't say everyone, but so many people are missing out on. I had an opportunity to go visit and view, and had a great time watching Guys and Dolls. And for those of you who are out there and viewing this as well, it's called the Westland Center for the Arts, and we do have a theater, and it's one great place to come. The Guys and Dolls was an outstanding program. The singers, the choreography, the setup, everything was just excellently done, outstanding. So I would highly recommend that there's a few weekends, couple weekends still left, and if you get an opportunity, or try and get an opportunity, because this one is definitely one you shouldn't miss. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone up? Yes, sir. Yeah, his hand up before I can even call on him.
Hello, Mr. Mayor, Council. I just wanted to come up real quick. I'll be the last person to speak for Walter Epps and the team, and that is for the election of sheriff in Wayne County. And we do look forward to working with the law enforcement eventually in your community. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else on my left? Yes, ma'am.
Look at y'all, y'all look so happy up there. I am. I just want to say, I want to thank the nursing staff and the doctors at St. Mary's Hospital who safely delivered my great-granddaughter last night. Her name is Ivory Rose, and she's a doll. But her mother is also pro-choice. Her body, her choice. She chose to have her baby. A lot of women can't. There's a reason for it. So don't shoot the messengers.
Thank you. Anyone else on my right? Yes, ma'am. Good evening.
Hi, good evening.
How are you?
Mayor, Council, I wanted to come here and thank you, first of all, for your service to the community. I know it's a difficult job. I'm representing an organization called the Michigan Guardians of the Constitution, and that's a phrase that comes from Thomas Jefferson. He said that the citizens are the natural guardians of the Constitution. And so I kind of take that really important concept, and I think that we all should understand that we are the guardians of the Constitution. Now, Thomas Jefferson was the first person to run on the Democratic Republican Party. That was the name of the party, the Democratic Republicans. He ran against John Adams, who was running on the Federalist Party. So those were the beginnings of the political divisions that even those men warned us about, because political parties create factions that really shouldn't exist. We should all know that all of us who have taken an oath, and I just recently took an oath because I'm a notary public, believe it or not. I had to take an oath to the United States Constitution and to the Constitution of the state of Michigan. I said, wow, this is great. But that is such a deep and abiding responsibility and duty that we all have. And I am absolutely an advocate of free speech. I love free speech, but I do want to bring to your attention, my group, the Michigan Guardians of the Constitution, had an event here in Westland, and we rented the space from a company called 734 Social, and it was a wonderful room, and it was, $275. We had the room for the whole night, kitchen, the whole 9 yards. I don't know if any of you know Dr. Douglas Frank. Does that name sound familiar to anybody? Well, he's a world-known, world-renowned scientist, physicist, and a data person. And he has looked at the election data, and he's the guy that says there's an algorithm in every single state that he can predict the number of people in each age population that voted in a particular state based upon an algorithm. All the 19-year-olds in every county in Michigan voted in the same percentage as every other county. That's a serious problem, and that's all part of education. So after this wonderful event that we had on the 734 Social Club, we were asked by them never to bring our group back there again. They didn't want our money. Why? Because they said we were talking about politics. Well, elections are for everyone. Elections are for all citizens, and education is vital to everyone. So I just want to say, first of all, I'm very disappointed that you approved a marijuana growing company in your city. Do you realize the poison to our children? Do you realize what's happening to our children these days? The suicide rate?
Thank you, ma'am. Unfortunately, your time is
Thank you,
up.
sir.
Thank you so much
I
for coming.
apologize. I could talk for 25 minutes, but thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else in the audience wishing to? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
Vic Venegas, formerly with the Wayne County Road Commission. Westland was my district. I was a highway district supervisor here. And I'd like to congratulate every councilman and the mayor for the job you're doing here in Westland. You should be a model city. I've gone all over Wayne County, but each and every one of you are doing your job. And that's why crime is dropping here. That's why it's safe, and you're educating everyone and bringing back prosperity to Wayne County. Thank you, congratulations, and don't let up.
Thank you, and thank you for your service to the Wayne County. Anyone else in the audience wishing to speak? Yes, sir. Good evening.
Hello, my name is Gary Kaufman. I've been a proud resident of Westland now for a year and a half, and this is my third time that I've been a resident of Westland. And I'm proud to announce that on July 4th, after 24 years of what I'll call advance work, I began operations for the charity I've envisioned for a long time to protect the interests and serve in other ways victims of abuse. And one thing I'll be doing is publishing a newsletter that I'm confident everybody who reads it will find very interesting. Part of what I hope to do is to promote public servants who are doing a good job and let people know about that. And I'll say that there are 4 people I see here sitting at the desk who I've had previous experience with, and I want to commend all 4 of you whom I know. Mr. Godbout and Mr. Hertzberg, I know you only through your campaign literature, but I found what I've learned there very admirable about both of you. Mayor Wild, we've met a couple times, so briefly that I'm sure you wouldn't remember, but I'm a big fan of yours. And I've advocated, unbeknownst to you, that you run for governor. I hope 4 years from now you consider that. And the other person I know on the council is Melissa Sampe, who I have the extreme pleasure of meeting at the hockey night at Westland event, and I'm looking forward to giving you input and interacting with you. I'll say also, in closing, that I consider myself a great supporter of law enforcement. Whenever I see a police officer, which is over 100 times a year, I walk up to them and I say, thank you for your service and for laying your life on the line every day. But I have a growing dissatisfaction with the Westland Police Department, and I've, for 13 and a half months, been trying to get appointments with various people, lieutenants, detectives, sergeants, and the chief, and totally unsuccessful. And I'm hoping that I can make an appointment with you, Deputy Police Chief, in the near future and discuss my various concerns, and if it's possible for Melissa Sampe to sit in on any future meetings about what I'm unhappy about, that would be great. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else in the audience wishing to speak during public comment? Yes, sir.
Dan Stachow, good evening, Mayor, council members, police chief, assistant, fire chief. Just like to remind everybody, Thursday evening from 7 until 9, jazz in the park. Come on, bring a chair up, bring your little cooler or whatever, and enjoy yourself. Runs from 7 until 9. Thank you.
Thank you. I apologize. Deputy Chief, did you have something you wanted to add?
Yes, Mr. Kaufman, we received your message on Friday. I tried to call you Friday afternoon. Your voicemail was full on the second one. The first one, it just rang through. But after this meeting, I'll give you my direct line number. We can speak tomorrow. Thank you.
Anyone else in the audience wishing to speak during public comment? Anyone else wishing to speak during public comment? Okay, we'll close the public comment and move on to comments from the mayor. Mayor, give me 1 second. Go ahead.
Thank you and good evening, everyone. Just one thing tonight, just to remind everybody, once again, is the community gathering Wednesday night, Corrado Park. 5 o'clock, we're going to cut the ribbon on the new pickleball courts. And at 5:05, you can challenge Mr. Gabba, who I hear is already pretty good out there. So, but once again, the ribbon cutting's at 5 o'clock. The community gathering will start at 5:30. And right now, because it's a little sketchy for the weather for Wednesday, is going to be the following night on Thursday. So hopefully we'll see everybody out there. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Anything? Turn my mic off. Thank you, Mayor. Anything from our city attorney's office tonight?
I just want to build on one of the comments for the Guys and Dolls play. You can go to inspiretheater.com to check out what they're doing and get reserved tickets for Guys and Dolls. I just wanted to give the website. Thanks.
Thank you, City Attorney. We'll begin council comments tonight. We'll start with Councilman Mike McDermott.
Well, good evening, and thank you, Council President Pro Tem. Just a couple of things tonight. One, Mr. Kaufman, thank you for coming up. Thank you for talking about your charity and the work that you do in the community. I'd like to talk to you about it and learn more about what you're doing and see how, myself and any of us as council people can be allies to what you're doing. So thank you for coming up and sharing that tonight. Just a couple of things here beyond that. Lots of things to look forward to in the city. The mayor mentioned our community gathering that's coming up Wednesday. We've got Blues, Brews, and Barbecue in just a couple of weeks on Friday the 5th, and then Saturday, August 6th with the fireworks show, concluding the evening on Saturday the 6th at 10 p.m. And then if anybody is continuing to have any kind of issues still with priority with the waste pickup and missed pickup, please keep reaching out to us as council members. Reach out to Priority directly, reach out to the mayor's office. It sounds like the bulk of the issues have been by and large resolved, but if you're still experiencing any kind of delayed pickup, missed pickup, whether it's your trash, your special bulk pickup, recycling, anything like that, please continue to reach out to all of us here on council, the city, and also to Priority as well. And then, as it was mentioned a couple of times here tonight, democracy is not a spectator sport. And you need to get out and vote. And I know that some people will say it is a republic, but we are a democratic institution with democratic means. ballot initiatives that are on the ballot are direct democracy initiatives. We are a republic and a democracy, so please don't make it a spectator sport. Please get out and vote. Please participate in it. I don't care what side of the aisle you vote on or who you choose to support, but please get out and vote in the primary. It's oftentimes a low turnout election, but I hope that that can change and that you will come out and vote in the August 2nd primary or turn in your absentee ballot. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman McDermott. Councilman Hersberg?
Thank you. Mr. Kaufman, welcome back to Westland. I look forward to hearing more about your nonprofit and seeing how we can help as well. So I look forward to talking to you on that. And then I just want to thank Mr. Epps and Mrs. White for coming out to Westland. It seems like with some of these bigger political seats, Westland's kind of on the edge of the district. We're kind of forgotten. So it's good to see that at least some of the candidates are showing interest in the city of Westland. And then I want to thank Mr. Kashi for his development on Newburgh. I know there was some pull to take him to another city, but he did grow up in Westland and wanted to keep his business here. So I'm glad that the planning department was able to help him out and get it worked out. And then the last thing I have is just a congratulations to Lori on the addition to your family. So.
Councilwoman Sampe.
Thank you. I hope everyone had a safe, enjoyable weekend. I feel like summer's going by way too quick. Don't you guys agree? Mm-hmm. Yes, so much so. Thank you, everyone, for being here today. I also agree, there's, as a newest council member, just putting your hat in the ring is such a tough, people do not understand. So your supporters that are here tonight, the people that work on your campaign, congratulations. Thank you so much for just being here this evening. I just think it's really important to have new blood, excitement, and such. So whether the outcome is positive or negative, I just want to congratulate you for being here and just working really hard on your campaign. And thank you, Mr. Kaufman, too, as well. I'll always discuss anything that's needed, so you know how to reach me, so feel free to reach out. And Lori, congratulations, too, on the baby. That's an exciting addition to your family. But I also agree on Guys and Dolls. I was going to mention that, but that got brought up. I have not seen that yet, but I have seen it previously in the past, and I think that Inspire does a great job. So hopefully those that are watching at home can check it out. I wanted just to give a few congratulations to the Wesleyan Police Department, who was successful. I don't mean to put anything out there, but we had a great event held on July 9th. It was Battle of the Badges for a very worthy cause. So Officer Margie Kelly is not here, but I wanted to give her a big congratulations. She worked so hard on the event. It was wonderful to be out there. It was a beautiful day. It couldn't have been more perfect. Council President Pro Tem Mike Londo, he was there doing the announcing. He did a really great job. Kyle, who was here earlier, Parks and Rec Director, and my son did the umpiring, even though they felt there were some bad calls, but that's okay. My colleague, Councilman Mike McDermott, helped me with the 50-50 tickets, so I spearheaded that, and I think that was a huge addition to raising additional funds. Also to our sponsors, Meyer, Todd Wenzel, Buick GMC, North Brothers Ford, T-Tacos, the Wesleyan Professional Firefighters Union, the Wesleyan Police Officers Union, and Wesleyan LSA Union for just stepping up and just being a part of the community. It just makes me so proud to be here that we have such a supportive group that continues to support things that we do in the community. And the proceeds did go to the Wesleyan Youth Athletic Association, which is a very worthy cause. And I hope to see everyone out on Wednesday. I know it's been mentioned. I'll be out there, and I will be bringing my family. So if you're out and about, feel free to stop by and pull me aside and chat. I'm always open to chat. And I wanted to plug something, too. I know Council President would probably plug this, but he wasn't. He's not here this evening. The BOVA VFW on Hicks and Warren and Wesleyan is doing a dueling piano performance on Friday. And it looks fabulous just by the information that was out there. So I wanted just to kind of plug this. So there's wine tasting, there's a beer garden that's going to be open, and I know that the ticket includes hors d'oeuvres and dessert bar and such. So performances are at 7:30 to 9 and then 9:30 to 11. So I hope that everyone could come out and enjoy that performance. And I think I have one more thing. I had gotten a message from the Braun family, and I did not know Virginia Braun, but she was a former Wesleyan Historical Commissioner. She served for 23 years. I had been speaking with Joe Braun via email. She actually passed away on June 8th, and she passed away in her sleep, and her family was by her side. And I just wanted to send my condolences to the Braun family. She's survived by 4 children, 5 grandchildren, 5 great-grandchildren. There is not a funeral that was planned, but I wanted to share that because I had been speaking with the Braun family. I wanted to share my condolences. And if any other residents want to reach out to me, feel free to do so. My personal council page, Councilwoman Melissa Sampe. Otherwise, I will be here at our next meeting on Monday, August 1st at 7. And until then, be kind and safe, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you, Councilwoman Sampe. Councilman Gabao?
Thanks. I just, too, would like to congratulate Lori. I had the privilege of seeing a picture of her new granddaughter, and she is adorable. So congratulations, Lori. The Westland Community Foundation Christmas in July event is this Thursday, July 21st, at the Hellenic Cultural Center from 6 to 9 p.m. Tickets are $75, and a few are still available. Since 1966, the Westland Community Foundation has provided over $1 million in scholarships for Westland students and provided resources and aid to other Westland organizations and residents. During the event, we'll also be collecting non-perishable food items to donate to the Salvation Army Food Bank and other local food banks. If you have any questions or would like tickets, you can contact me at 734-679-2777. And I hope you can join us on the 21st at the Hellenic Cultural Center to spend some time relaxing, seeing old friends, and helping those in our community that may need assistance. Thanks. That's all I have.
Thank you, Councilman Gabao. I'm going to start off tonight by thanking Deputy Clerk Shannon Inman for leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance and also clerking tonight's meeting. Did a great job, as always. Lori Wilson, congratulations to you and your family on the new bundle of joy. Mr. Kaufman, I felt a little left out. I haven't had a chance to meet you yet, so if you want to stick around after the meeting, I'd love to come over and talk with you, give you my business card as well. It has my personal phone number on there. I'd love to speak with you. Piggybacking a little bit off of what was talked about, the Boots vs. Badges event was absolutely incredible. As Councilwoman Sampe said, you couldn't have picked a better day. I mean, it was absolutely gorgeous out there. The men and women from the Westland Police and Fire did a great job. Absolutely incredible ending, so make sure to check that out on WLND. There was a play at the plate to end the game. So 2 outs, 2 strikes, the guy hits it to the left field, and Officer Kenyon gunned the guy out at home plate. So great job to the Police and Fire for putting on a great event. And Councilwoman Sampe did mention Margie Kelly, but also want to mention Tyler Fugate, the firefighter, also helped put on that event as well. They both did a great job organizing and getting sponsors, which I'm going to read the sponsors as well, putting it together. Officer Kelly did mention that she could not be here tonight. She was attending Detroit Police Officer Court's funeral today, so unfortunately she was unable to make it. But I do want to thank the sponsors that helped out with the event. Meyer, Todd Wenzel, GMC of Westland, North Brothers Ford of Westland, T's Tacos, remember that name, T's Tacos. They are amazing. They're usually at the church on Vinoy and Ford Road, St. Matthew Church on Tuesdays for Taco Tuesday. Get the chicken taco, I promise you won't be disappointed. The Westland Professional Firefighters Union, Westland Police Officers Union, and the Westland Lieutenants and Sergeants Association also all donated to the cause. And I'm told they raised over $4,000 for the Westland Youth Athletic Association baseball team. So much needed, and thank you to both of them for doing that. The concerts in the park, it was mentioned, my wingman over there, Dan Statchow, mentioned it. It's been absolutely incredible. Got to get there early because parking's at a premium to park there. So, I mean, people were parked all over the place to attend these events. And we'll be having events all summer at Tatton Park. This Thursday, there'll be jazz music again, followed by jazz music again next Thursday. That's Alexander Zonchek and friends. He brings people in from the Midwest. I mean, these are incredible performers that come out and play right for you right here in Westland for free, so you can't miss that. Also coming up, I want to plug this real quick, if you just bear with me. We're going to have Hot Country Nights. That'll be on Thursday, August 11th, and Thursday, August 18th. So right after the Jazz Festival or Jazz Thursday night concert series, we'll have Hot Country Night concert series. So be on the lookout for that. We'll share more information on that as well. All these events are rain or shine. They begin at 6:45 and end at 9 p.m. And these are brought to you by the Downtown Development Authority of Westland. And then after that, in in August, we'll have the Blues, Brews, and Barbecue on August 5th and 6th. And then the September 24th All-American Craft Beer and Wine Festival with 50 amp fuse. So we're going to have a little bit of everything: jazz music, country music, blues music, and then rock music. So make sure to come on out and enjoy these, again, free events right here in Westland. A couple more quick things. Priority Waste was mentioned. Did have a chance to meet with Council President Hart, the mayor, deputy mayor, and Priority Waste executives. We had a very productive meeting. We went over a lot of the service issues that we've heard from you, the residents. Again, I thought it went really well. They went over their corrective action plan with us and the actions that they've taken as a company to fix the problems we're here in Westland. And the council president and I will be scheduling a council study session here in the near future so the council can also give their input as well. So look forward to that. Other than that, thanks for coming out tonight. Is there a motion to adjourn? Motion by Councilman Herzberg, supported by Councilman McDermott. We're adjourned.
Sam.